This is Smithfield Plantations. More than any other place in the United States of America, it is a complete collection of U.S. history. It has seen colonial America. It has seen conflicts between indigenous Americans and the settlers. It has seen the American Revolution. It has seen westward expansion. It has seen slavery and the American Civil War. It has been visited by George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and Lewis and Clark. And now we are here to witness this treasure trove of history right here beneath our feet. The land was first given to James Patten by the British Crown in 1755, but after he died in the brutal Draper's Meadow Massacre, his nephew, William Preston, gained the land in 1773 and built this very house and other buildings over it into 1774. William Preston proved to be very active in Virginia politics afterwards. When William Preston died, the property was passed to his wife, Susanna Smith Preston, who held onto it for 42 years. The term Smithfield Plantation comes from her maiden name. Because the Prestons wanted Smithfield to feel like a Williamsburg house, they designed Smithfield to have large rooms and wide windows. Between 1774 and 1865, 190 people were enslaved, most of them working in the fields outdoors. While the slaves were better treated at Smithfield during most time periods than other plantations, the slaves are always under constant scrutiny, as we can see from these shackles, which were used to both punish and restrain slaves. The fireplace was painted with Prussian blue, an expensive paint shade at the time, demonstrating their wealth. The main chamber was used for entertaining guests, and we see a bed for the household couple and a bed for the guest couple. Strange today, but common hospitality at the time. These water jugs were called pigs, and were used to heat beds, and that's where we get the term pigs in a blanket. William and Susanna Preston had 12 children together, and unlike most couples at the time, the children all lived except for one, Anne Preston, who died after contracting illness. The children bonded to their nannies as much or more than to their own parents. The prominent sticks were used to beat the beds to soften the straw mattresses and to drive out the bugs that would bite their hosts and feed on blood, which is where we get the phrase, "Don't let the bed bugs bite." Clothes were made by hand back then, and spindles were used to tease the yarn into thread. The nannies would gather in this room and talk to each other when not taking care of the children. Many important figures from the colonial period sat around this table, including some of the founding fathers. You can observe tools used to press clothes and a handheld toaster, which one would simply place the bread over the fire and cook it, like roasting hot dogs and marshmallows today. There is far more history to this plantation and what I said, so you can visit it yourself to see the rest.